All right. This is not a Saturday Night Live skit. This is not a joke. They are now blaming doors for the shooting in Uvalde, Texas. This is truly beyond parody. We're going to look at a video here of Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz is not the only one talking about this. You see here a little screenshot from Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick. Sorry, I'm having trouble getting it on the screen. Here it is. Too many entrances and exits on campuses. Okay, so let's look. Here is Ted Cruz when he was in Uvalde yesterday, came across this new idea. Let's not talk about guns. Let's talk about doors.
Do you want to talk about how we could have prevented the horror that played out across the street? Look, the killer...
This is a principled and defiant Ted Cruz, bravely coming out against doors.
...entered here the same way the killer entered in Santa Fe. Through a back door, an unlocked back door. I sat down at round tables with the families from Santa Fe. We talked about what we need to do to harden schools, including...
He's furious at doors, guys. He's furious at doors.
...not having unlocked back doors, including not having unlocked doors to classroom, having one door that goes in and out of the school, having armed police officers at that one door.
Okay. Then he went on Fox News. This started to get some traction. So then he went on Fox News and did the exact same routine about doors.
Schools safer. And one of the things that everyone agreed is don't have all of these unlocked back doors. Have one door into and out of the school, right, and have that one door armed police officers at that door. If that had happened, if those federal grants had gone to this school, when that psychopath arrived, the armed police officers could have taken him out.
Remember, the armed police officers were there and they did confront the suspect. And then he went in for 40 to 60 minutes to rampage in the classroom. Think about the absurdity of these people. There's too many doors. It's not too many guns. There's just too many doors. Now, let's talk about doors, okay? At the high school I went to, now during school hours, all of the doors are locked going in. You still have the push bar so you can get out. But the only door that's unlocked going in is the one that leads directly into the front office where people have to check in. Fine. I mean, okay, do that. That's fine. But remember, an armed officer did confront the shooter outside of the school. And then the shooter went in. And then we're learning that he was in there 40 to 60 minutes after the confrontation. What the hell is going on here? How is doors the issue? Secondly, children never go outside for recess. When the other concern from security experts about the one door thing is if everybody knows the one door that's being used, then the shooter can just hang around right at that door. There are fire code issues as well. And, you know, when Ted Cruz says we got a psychopath here and the doors is what we need to do. Well, why wouldn't the psychopath target the kids backed up in the line to get in the one door that will let them through? So locking doors, having a police officer at the school, bulletproof windows, these are reactions, but they're not solutions. OK. And by the way, imagine that you do this at schools. Do you do it at the grocery store? Because the Buffalo shooting was at the grocery store. Well, what if it's the parking lot to the grocery store? Well, I guess you put in fencing around the parking lot and go through TSA style security to even get into the parking lot for the super. Guys, churches now. OK, you've got to solve the issue of people trying to do the shootings. The doors are not going to be the solution. And Ted Cruz was actually confronted by a Sky News journalist of all people. We're going to look at that a little bit later after we speak to Jonathan Haidt. Quick break, back after this. One of our sponsors is called Privacy. Privacy is a totally free service that I've been using for years. Privacy lets me create virtual payment cards with one click. And when I use the virtual card, the money is taken out of my bank account. You can create multiple cards, delete them, freeze them, set a spending limit on them. Let's say I'm signing up for a free trial and it requires a credit card. Privacy will autofill a virtual card number. And then after signing up, I can delete that virtual card. So I know I'm not going to be charged again. Something really useful and very practical. Or let's say I'm ordering food over the phone, but I left my wallet somewhere. I don't have my real credit card on me. I can use a virtual card on my Privacy mobile app. But really, the best part is you're not out there exposing your real credit card number so you're not as susceptible to data breaches and identity theft. Privacy is a totally free service, and you'll get $5 to spend when you go to privacy.com/Pacman. The link is right underneath this video.